Hello everyone! And welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Laura and today I'm here with my boyfriend, Dean.
Hi everyone.
He's really not nervous maybe, but uncomfortable maybe on camera.
Yes.
He doesn't know what to say or what is going to come next actually, because today we're going to do a sit down talk video with a Q&A, a question and answer session. I've already gotten so many questions from you guys on Instagram and YouTube, and really thank you for that. Yeah, before we jump right into the Q&A, please give this video a big thumbs up because it really supports my channel, right?
Yes, please. Thank you.
And if you like something or want to say something about the Q&A, just write a comment down below. And also please kindly consider subscribing. Yes, thank you. Okay, so maybe you've already seen my previous video with Neen. A couple of months ago I did like the culture, a kind of video about culture shocks we both had, for me in Japan and for him in Belgium. So if you want to see that video, I'll link it down here below or there below, so click there please. Okay, so for today's questions, I have them on my phone right here, and for some it will only apply to me, for others we can both answer. So yeah, let's jump right in. Question number 1. How does it feel like living in Osaka in Japan? And I'll first give you the word since you're an Osaka native.
Yes, what's the question again?
How does it feel like living in Osaka, Japan?
How does it feel like in Osaka? Well, it's my hometown, so everything is really normal for me. So I think this is how life is, I guess. But for my girlfriend, there are lots of complaints, I guess.
That's true.
And lots of strange things for her.
Yes, of course.
Yes, that she would like to speak out, so let's just pass this question.
Thank you, so smart. Okay, so for me, living in Osaka is very new actually, because I've never really lived in a big city like Osaka. How many million people live here?
I don't know actually.
At least 5 million?
Millions of people.
Yeah, millions of people live here. And yeah, the place where I come from, the city I come from in Belgium, only has like 17 or 18,000 people. So that's a huge difference. I live more on the countryside. So of course there's so many new things and such a different way of life here that's sometimes very surprising and sometimes annoying to me.
Yes.
So while I think living in Osaka is really good for some parts, it's very convenient. You have lots of options to go out. You have many restaurants, many cafes. The stuff you need for everyday life, like a city hall is really nearby, for example, or you can go to the doctor easily. There's a lot of good infrastructure such as buses and trains and metros. It's very convenient if you want to get around here. So yeah, I think that's really great about living in Osaka. And also the food, of course. Food in Osaka is really well known, isn't it?
Yeah, the gourmet.
Gourmet, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Such as okonomiyaki or takoyaki, the famous one.
Yes, it's really good here. On the other hand, since I'm not used to living in a big city like Osaka, I live in the countryside in Belgium, I feel really locked up a little bit. We're like surrounded only by buildings and not much green or trees, so that bothers me sometimes a lot. And also the fact that I can't really go to a forest nearby. They have parks, of course, in Osaka, but a park even here is not that much of a park as I'm used to in Belgium, since there's not as much green and like mud or grass here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Parks here, you can explain what is like a park like here.
Park, it's just park. You have the benches and also attraction for kids to play, and it's more artificial rather than a natural, to be honest.
Yes, and they will also have that sandy ground usually, right? And also another point is that Belgium has a bit more space. It's a smaller country, but we have more space since there's not that many people. So everything feels more spaced out, put apart, like there's more distance between buildings, for example. So since Osaka is so densely populated, and there's so many buildings right next to each other, close to each other, that only adds to the feeling of being like surrounded, really a little bit claustrophobic. You get what I mean?
Yes.
Don't you feel like that sometimes?
Well, for me it's really normal since I was born here, so I don't really get that before going to Belgium, but since I was there for a year, so now if she say that to me, then I can understand a little bit.
Oh, a little bit, that's the point here, a little bit. Okay, I hope that previous answer answered your question. So let's move on to the next question. How long did it take you to speak Japanese or English fluently?
Well, as for Japanese, I think I started talking when I was 1 or 2, and then I became fluent when I was 5 or 6,
Yes.
I guess. And as for English, I'm not really sure. I still can't speak really fluent, but I've been learning that for 10 years. And I think, and finally I feel a bit more comfortable to speak in English. Yes.
Like what I feel for him is that he generally doesn't really have a problem communicating in English. Like he can, if he doesn't understand something, he can always ask what something means or what is meant with that, right?
Yes.
So even though you're probably like not 100% fluent, you're like fluent in conversing, I think, in English.
Yeah, basic.
Using it as a communication tool, I think.
Yeah, basic.
Basic.
Because personally, I think if you want to say you're fluent, then wow, you have to be already
everything.
really good.
Yeah.
Yes, basically.
Yes.
But that's really high level for me, I think, to be able to master language in that level. Yes. So I think I'm still learning at the moment. And what about you then?
Lifetime of learning.
Yes.
Well, for me, well, I'll start also from English then first. In Belgium, we don't start studying English at least until we're in the 3rd grade of high school. So that means when we're about 14 or 15 years old. The Belgian education system throws you a little bit in the deep. Like they just let you figure it out more or less by yourself, like let you speak immediately even though you don't know a lot or make super many mistakes, but they want to make you feel comfortable speaking in English and using English, and by using it and practicing it, you can also later on develop your grammar skills and your vocabulary knowledge and all those things. For myself, I just really like movies and TV shows since a young age and watch them always on the internet without subtitles most of the time since they weren't available in Dutch. So that's probably how I got to know a bit more English than the standard amount that you know in high school. And then once I entered university, I had so many courses and textbooks that were just completely in English. So that really helped me a lot as well. So that's why I feel very comfortable speaking in English most of the time.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yes, there's so many words I still don't know or expressions I've never really heard of, and I also make grammatical mistakes, but I'm just like, meh, I'll figure that out sometime.
Yes, don't care.
No, I do care. I want to be able to speak very beautifully, like a poet or something.
Like
but
poet
yes,
while speaking.
Eloquent, you know?
Yes.
Yes, but that will take some time, of course. And as for Japanese, well, I don't think I can say I'm fluent. Yeah.
Still learning.
Yeah, still learning. Thank you.
Getting better day by day.
Thank you. I started studying Japanese about 3.5 years ago, and I've like reached level N2 for now of the Japanese language proficiency test or something. I took N1 in December, but it was still way too hard, so that didn't work out, but I'll be taking it again this year. Yeah, as for my Japanese fluency, I can do basic stuff. I can go to supermarket, I can talk to people about more daily conversation style stuff. I can go to the city hall and do some procedures or go to the doctor, not meaning that I understand everything that they're saying or that I can read every single word that's plastered on the wall, for example, but I can like help myself. How do you say that? Memonigistan. I don't know that expression in English. I'll probably write it down here below. Yeah, so next question. It's a really easy one and a short one to answer. How are you? How are you, my friend?
Good, but sleepy at the moment. Yeah.
He was really surprised when I suddenly told him he had to come film with me this Q&A video, right?
Yes. I was dragged into the script.
No, that's not true.
Yes.
No. As for me, I'm good, but I have so much muscle pain.
From the workout yesterday.
We did Sarah's day's workout yesterday, and oh my gosh, we're both really sore. I think I'm more sore than you are though.
Well, I'm still sore really much.
Yes, I can't walk normally downstairs. That's how hard it is now.
Yes.
So yeah, we're both good, I guess.
Basically.
Sleepy, but good. Thank you for asking. Okay. So question number 4. 4.
Yes, 4. I'm
4.
still doing like this.
It's easier. Okay, question number 4 is, how do you or did you find living in Leuven in Belgium?
What was good? Really good, to be honest.
Of course,
But
since you traveled around all the time.
yes, not really. I also studied a little bit.
Yeah.
But sometimes inconvenience when it comes to like the train, they're not punctual, or store they close earlier. Because in Japan, well, the shop, supermarket at least open until 10 o'clock. Some of them even 24 hours, like convenience store.
Yeah.
But you cannot really find those kind of shop in Belgium.
Yeah,
unless you
night
go
shop.
to night shop. All stuff are limited and it's super expensive compared to normal grocery market. But what's good? Building a beautiful parks, a beautiful more greens compared to Japan. People were mostly nice.
That's good.
Yes, they talk English to me, not Dutch. Luckily, otherwise I cannot understand a single word.
So funny. And how about like the climate in Belgium, for example? Did that
Okay,
bother you,
that's
or?
not a good part. Actually, I had one roommate from my dormitory. She's been saying like Belgium is miserable because of the climate. It's always raining and then it make people feel depressed a little bit. Yes, but for me it was totally fine. Of course, you prefer the sunny day to go out. But even it's rainy, I personally like rain very much. So you can just listen to rain while you're sitting in the balcony over a cup of coffee or tea.
Yeah.
That's also really good.
Yes,
Yeah, I
it's
think.
really good. He really hates hot weather or like warm weather. So since Belgium doesn't really have a lot of warm or hot days, even in summer, it's like perfect for you, I guess.
Yes. Oh, and one thing about the weather as well. Not really weather, but it gets darker really late.
Yes, in summer.
In summer, and I didn't really like it because I like nights. I'm a night guy, so I want to spend longer hours at night. But it become really dark, like late hours.
Yeah.
Around 10, something like that.
Yeah, and summer it generally ranges the time the sun sets or like goes really down and becomes dark between like something like 8:30 in early summer, and at the more end of the summer it can move until like even 10:30. It's like still not dark, but you can see some like colorings in the sky. So it's a huge difference in winter.
Yeah, many students from Europe, they enjoy it very much. They're like, we can party all night. It's basically still light.
Yes.
Yes.
I really feel like that feeling. It feels like summer when it gets dark late.
Yeah, because it's not that hot.
Because it's normal for me also.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So for me, living in Leuven, well, moving to Leuven from my hometown was also very different from living in my hometown, since Leuven is a city, right?
Yes. Compared to where you live.
Thank you.
Yes.
For him, it's like a small.
It's rural.
It's rural. Well, Leuven is already really central in Belgium, so for me it's really a city. And I really like living in Leuven because I feel a cute little town, which has really good cafes, I think. Like a couple of nice cafes, you have good restaurants, everything is nearby, it's very convenient. You can walk from one side to the other side in like 40 minutes. And right outside the big circle in Leuven, how do you say it, the center of Leuven, you have a lot of green surrounding it. So I think that's really nice, and good access to other cities as well.
Wow, I doubt about that, but
Really?
yes.
But you can be in Brussels in 15 minutes with the train. If you take the bus, it's 20 minutes.
If train comes in time, sometimes they late. Sometimes they even take longer time to arrive. Yeah, in Brussels.
Yeah,
to Brussels. So.
Yes, so all in all, Leuven is a pretty nice city, I think.
Yes, it's good, really good. Especially as you said, like outside the ring is so beautiful. Yes,
it's really good. Okay, so let me ask you question number 5. 5 is the same, right?
Yes.
Okay. Would you say Dutch is hard? I'm interested in this too.
Yes, very hard. Especially when she told me that they can make spelling mistake during the exam. I was really surprised at that. Because in Japan, if you made a mistake at kanji or something like that, I don't know, like sentence, even the grammar, if it's not correct, then it's not correct. It's incorrect. It never be correct because you just make a kanji a little bit different or something like that. Yes, never happened. So I was really surprised. So that means really difficult the Dutch this language is. And the conversation wise, of course, I don't understand even a single word, so I cannot.
He does.
Or just ik ben, those means I am, or the name, hello, thank you. Those really few words.
Yeah, so that's pretty inconvenient, I think. It would have been a really great chance for him to study at least a bit of Dutch, right?
Yes.
When you were in Belgium and had the chance to, but unfortunately he didn't. So all the Dutch he knows, either he has had sometimes when he was in Belgium, or I've taught him, although he doesn't want to be taught.
That's not true.
That's not true?
Just you have timing to learn language. Sometimes you don't, sometimes you don't. You feel like, sometimes you don't feel like.
Yes. So yeah, indeed, what he says about the spelling mistakes is actually very true. It doesn't apply to language exams usually, since then it's pretty important whether you can spell something correctly or not. But for other other topics, if you, for example, in high school or in university and you have like an exam on geography, if you make some spelling mistakes there but the word is readable and the people know what you mean, then it's mostly okay. Yes, because Dutch spelling and Dutch grammar has more exceptions than rules pretty much, so it's just you all have to remember it, and some of the spellings don't really make any sense, and just by writing one different letter, a word which looks virtually the same can mean a different thing or have a different function in the sentence. So yeah, that's pretty complicated, I guess.
Yes.
Yes, but could you do your really short self-introduction in Dutch?
Oh, that's really hard. Like, hello?
Hallo.
Hello.
Hallo.
Hello.
Not hello. Hallo.
Hallo.
Yes.
Hallo, ik ben Lin. Ik ben Japans.
Japans.
En
Taiwanese.
Taiwanese. Okay, let's cut it off.
Ik ben.
No.
How old are you? Ik ben.
Ik ben 23. Yes, and look ut är ont om.
Yes. Let's give him applause.
So difficult.
So difficult, yeah. As for me, Dutch, well, it's my mother language, so I don't really feel it's that difficult. But I really like Dutch. That might be really strange, but I really like Dutch and the way we can say things. Unfortunately, since I haven't really been able to speak a lot of Dutch the past 2 years or something, I sometimes feel a bit stuck when I'm trying to speak Dutch with my mom on the phone, or when I'm writing something in Dutch. I'm like, oh, how do I say this again in Dutch? Or what's the correct expression for this? And I often find myself trying to put some English words or Japanese words even in there, because I know that comes easier to my mind than the Dutch word. So yeah, that's something I have to watch out more for, but I'm going to stock up on a lot of Dutch books when I go back to Belgium. So yeah, I hope I can bring my Dutch knowledge back to its like highest point. Important. Okay, so question number 6.
Yes.
If you didn't go to Leuven University, which university would you have picked?
That's a good question. Actually, I wanted to go to university in Australia called Australian National University. I'm not sure if I'm correct.
I don't know.
Yeah, but the national one. But since we had to take English exam, proficiency exams, in order to apply for the university as exchange students, and my score wasn't enough for that national one, so I had to pick KU Leuven. That's actually my reason. It'd be sad.
Yes, it's a really sad reason.
Yes.
Oh my
So
gosh.
if I couldn't pick, if I don't have to pick this university, I would pick the one in Australia.
Australian National University. Okay, that's good. As for me, I probably would have picked another university in Belgium, probably the University of Ghent, since it has a really good reputation in Belgium as well as abroad. Because yeah, I just love the city of Ghent, and University of Ghent has a very open atmosphere. Am I saying this right? How to say that? They're very
People are more friendly.
people are very
Open-minded.
friendly, open-minded there, and they're also known for having a lot of support for their students. Weird habits of each other. That's an interesting one, I think. And I'll give the work first.
Okay, so as you can see how she counting with her hands, like it's so weird for me. And not only that, while speaking, her gestures a bit strange sometimes as well. She will always say like something really seriously with her hand closed like this. Yes,
Like yes, yeah.
naturally, even though this gesture is unnatural. It was so interesting actually, because you meant to focus on what she's been speaking, but because of her hand, you concentrate on her hand rather than the topic itself. Yes,
Really?
That's a thing.
Really? I still do that when I'm talking
Well,
about something.
recently it become better and better, but yeah, I just
I'm
don't
just not
figure
aware
out,
of
can't
that.
figure out, yes.
Hey.
How can you do that while speaking?
Must be some kind of like kuse from when I was little.
Yes,
Yes.
like habit.
Any other weird habits I have, maybe?
Weird habits.
Strange habits? Makes you think like, hey, or like, yeah, can't understand.
And she will put the clothes on the ground. The new clean clothes on the ground while she's washing up.
Yes.
Yes, on the bathroom. But the thing is, if you wipe the floor every day and keep it clean, I still can understand. But you know, you just do it once a week sometimes, or twice a week. So it's not always really clean, but you still leave the clothes.
Thank you for saying all your complaints about me.
No, not really.
Okay. And like,
And it's her turn.
yes, that's actually really difficult to talk about like weird habits he has. Like something which comes up in my mind immediately, which is not maybe that weird, but just a funny thing. 2 years ago, he got pretty sick after he came back to Belgium, back to Japan.
Yes.
Right, really sick. He had to be hospitalized, and one of the symptoms that time was that he had a really bad headache. Right, like splitting headaches.
Yes, I was even shaking.
Yeah.
Because it was so hurt.
Yes, so bad, poor guy. And when he had those headaches, he was like, I don't think you can see my legs, but like moving his legs like this all the time.
Yes.
Do you remember? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, can you see my legs? Like, like just shaking them the entire time. And now, even though he doesn't have a headache always, or like there's nothing really going on, I still often find him shaking his legs in the same manner. I'm always wondering, like, does he have a headache? Is he okay?
It's actually considered as a bad habit in Japan.
Really?
Yes, you're not supposed to do that. People think that's like, well, just not. It's unmannered.
Really?
Yes, that's.
You
You shouldn't
know
do
that.
that. Yes.
Hey, that's so funny. Okay, and then maybe another weird habit I think he has is whenever he brushes his teeth, he will put the slightest, the smallest amount possible on his toothbrush for
But that's
toothpaste.
exaggeration.
Like,
That's not true.
no,
actually.
literally, like
No, it's
the
compared to her
bristles.
amount was little. But normally, generally speaking, completely fine.
It's minuscule. It's not even little. It's like barely there. Just the bristles of the toothbrush are like barely covered in like a 1 millimeter thick layer of toothpaste, and that's what he brushes his
No,
teeth
that's
with.
not true. 'Cause once I start brushing my teeth, there's already lots of bubble coming out.
Bubble, yeah.
So
No more than
means
me,
it
but
was
I
enough.
have a foaming mouth.
Yeah, me too actually. So, well, that's still okay, doable. Thank you very much for all the questions, and we really appreciate that. Forgive my poor English during the video. We'll be really appreciate that you give us a subscribe and also big like every time, and leave it a comments if you have any questions, and probably see you on the next video.
Yes, in
Yes.
the next video.
Bye!
Bye! Oh, and one more thing. If you really like to have Neen in the video, if you want to see more of him, then definitely don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, because that might convince him to be in future videos as well.
No.
Such a hard answer. Let's say if this video gets 500 thumbs up.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. Okay,
Yes.
I'll keep you to that. Okay, thank you for watching again, and see you next time.
Bye!
Bye! Today I'm here with my boyfriend, Dean!
Oh, hi. Again.
Oh my gosh.
See?
So, yeah, hope that answers your question. And
Wait, I'm scratching.
you're scratching? I can't show you're scratching.
No.
What's so cute?
Again.
Again? Okay, yeah.
Japanese, well, maybe when I was 4 or 5, and then I finally could able again. Again.
Why? Why? What?
Let's cut that part out. Because we only learn English 1 or 2 hours. Yes, per day.
Per day?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. If you went to the cram school or something.
No,
No, let's cut off again.
it's okay.
Let's cut off.
Why?
I think I should think about that more before. Then again.
I'll cut that out.
Cut
Okay.
off. Okay, one more time. One more time.
Why? What was not good about
Okay,
that?
no, not good. Actually, subscribe us, and also give it give us like again.
Give us like.